Okay, let's just dive right in. I want you to think about every chemical bond, not as some static, boring line in a textbook, but as a dynamic interaction. Like a handshake. Some are firm, they last a while. Others are quick and weak. Today, we're going to explore the unwritten rules that govern this fundamental chemical handshake between metals and their partners, which we call ligands.
And this is the million-dollar question, right? It's the thing that drives so much of chemistry and biology and even modern medicine. What are these invisible forces that decide if two molecules are going to form a stable partnership or just kind of pass each other by in the night? Well, we're going to find out. So, what's our game plan? First, we'll get into the fundamental forces that are constantly pushing and pulling on these molecules. Then, we'll see how scientists actually put a number on that connection. After that, we'll uncover some of the secrets to making those bonds even stronger. And finally, this is the really cool part, we'll see this incredible chemistry at work inside our very own bodies. To really understand the handshake, you've got to understand the energy behind it. Every single chemical interaction is basically a battle between these competing forces, a constant push and a pull that ends up deciding the final outcome.
So, how does nature decide who wins? Well, it uses a concept called Gibbs free energy. You can think of it as the ultimate decider, the final judge. It's just a single number that tells us if a chemical handshake is going to happen all on its own. If that number is negative, the handshake is a go. If it's positive, it's going to need a little nudge. It is the absolute bottom line for any chemical reaction.
Now, this whole decision is basically a giant tug of war between two fundamental forces. On one side of the rope, you've got enthalpy. This is the stickiness factor, the energy that gets released when molecules form a nice, stable bond. It's that attractive force pulling them together. But on the other side of the rope, you've got entropy. This is the universe's natural tendency towards chaos. See, molecules, kind of like us, prefer freedom and disorder. So while enthalpy wants to form a neat, ordered bond, entropy is screaming to break free and create randomness. So really, it all just boils down to this balance. Which force wins the tug of war? If that stickiness from enthalpy is stronger than entropy's pull towards chaos, then poof, the bond forms spontaneously. The winner of that cosmic battle determines absolutely everything. Okay, so understanding these forces is one thing. But to really use this knowledge, we need to be able to measure them. So how in the world do scientists put a number on the strength of that chemical handshake? Well, we use something called the binding constant, and it is incredibly elegant. It boils down all that complex thermodynamic push and pull into a single, easy-to-understand score. A high score means a strong, stable relationship. A low score? A weak one. It's really as simple as that. So what does a high score look like? I'm talking about a big number, like 1 billion. A number that high signifies an incredibly powerful bond. This isn't just a handshake anymore. This is molecular superglue. Once these two get together, they are very, very unlikely to let go. And then you have the flip side. A tiny binding constant, something way less than 1, means the handshake is weak. It's temporary. It's more like a fleeting high five. The molecules might bump into each other for a second, but honestly, they'd rather be apart. Okay, so we know some bonds are strong, some are weak, but what actually makes them that way? Are there, secret moves a molecule can use to form a stronger connection? Oh, absolutely. The stability of a bond isn't random at all. It's totally governed by some very specific factors. So what are these secrets to a strong bond? Well, there are a few key things. The metal itself is a big one. A smaller, more highly charged metal ion creates a stronger electric field, and that just yanks the ligand in tighter. The ligand structure is also critical. It's got to have the right shape and be basic enough, meaning it wants to share its electrons. But honestly, one of the coolest tricks in the book is something called the chelate effect. This is when a single ligand grabs onto the metal in more than one place, kind of like a bear hug instead of a handshake. That multi-point connection just dramatically increases stability because it fights against entropy. If one arm lets go, the others are still holding on, making it almost certain to just grab right back on. It's an incredibly clever way to make a super strong bond. And this really gets to the heart of the matter. Chemistry is just so sensitive. A tiny, tiny tweak to a ligand's shape or a metal's charge, that isn't a small change. It can literally be the difference between a life-saving drug and a molecule that does absolutely nothing. We're talking about a world of monumental shifts based on the tiniest details. All right, we've covered the theory, but here's the real payoff. Why should you care about any of this? Because this molecular dance isn't just happening in some far-off lab flask. It is happening inside of you. right now, and it is absolutely essential for keeping you alive. Just take hemoglobin in your blood. At its core, it's got an iron atom that binds to oxygen. Now this bond, it's a masterpiece of natural engineering. It has to be strong enough to grab oxygen in your lungs, but it also has to be weak enough to let it go when it gets to your muscles. Its binding constant is perfectly tuned, not too strong, not too weak. It's the ultimate Goldilocks handshake. And we can actually harness this knowledge. In medicine, something called chelation therapy is a perfect example. If someone has heavy metal poisoning, doctors can give them a ligand that's been specifically designed to form an ultra-strong bond with that toxic metal, like lead. This ligand acts like a molecular claw, grabbing onto the lead and just pulling it harmlessly out of the body. This chart right here shows you just how smart that design can be. A well-designed chelating drug will have a massive binding constant for the toxic metal we want to remove, in this case, lead. But at the same time, it's designed to have a very low binding constant for the essential metals our body actually needs, like calcium. It forms a super strong bond with the bad guy while pretty much ignoring the good guys. It's smart, targeted chemistry at its absolute best. And that really leaves us with this final thought. We are getting better and better at understanding and predicting the rules of this chemical handshake. So by controlling the stability of these bonds, we can design smarter drugs, create new catalysts, build advanced materials. The question isn't really if we can control it anymore. The real question is, what incredible things are we going to build next?